I'm into it.
Like full digital avatars.
Yeah. Yeah.
People won't notice in person because all my sparkling personalities.
She would merengue and do the cha-cha. Okay. Allô, bonjour. Allô, bonjour. Allô, bonjour. Allô, bonjour. Oh my god. Just trying to do the live. Allô, bonjour. Bestie. Allô, bestie. Ah!
Hey, gorgeous.
Hey, queen. You've done it again.
You know.
Say hello to Naparella McGillicuddy. This is a 15-year-old Chihuahua. Yeah. Not
Why
mine.
is it? Okay. Maybe it could be yours, though, if you only
It could be
believe
yours.
it.
Yeah, with 3 easy payments of $14.99, she could
You
be yours.
You can have this 15-year-old Chihuahua. That's an old Chihuahua.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that.
Okay,
we're not going to talk about how her days are numbered. Okay, because we're not. Listen, death is a normal. Actually,
she's gonna live forever.
From certain points of view, such as the Buddhist perspective, death is not. Death is not. No, death is an illusion, Mama. Life goes on. Yeah, there's no such thing as birth or death.
I love that. Or
which is, do you see this? Is this scary to you?
What is happening? What is going on?
I got a vampire facial. Yeah, okay. I got a vampire facial.
She's just always on brand. Just vampire.
She's always on call. No, she might not be there when you. How does it go? I might not be at home, but I'm always there when you call. Something like that.
Always there when you call. Yeah.
But I'm always on time.
I gave you
how about my whole something my whole, but I always the douche. I'm trying to tie in the. You know what I mean? We'll think about it later.
We'll do a mashup. It'll be great.
Yeah. I might not be clean when you call, but I.
But I will when you show up, and when you blow me off, I'll still be fucking clean. Something like that.
Something like that. I want to talk to you about the douche. I also want to talk to you. I'm gonna be a doctor music journalist. Okay?
I love this. Okay.
My name is Dr. Elizabeth Joanne Marie, music journalist, Esquire, MD, PhD.
Obviously Esquire.
Esquire. I'm a HR. Well, no.
We're not into the royals anymore.
I absconded. Yeah, I cut ties with the royal family because I'm all about Meghan Markle.
Of course. And I mean, let's face it, the Russians are not great with their royals, right?
No, they get murdered and killed and they get shot up in the basement.
Poisoned.
So poisoned, Yeah. So we're all about the sparkle, we're all about the Markle, we're all about
the Markle. We're all about the Merkin.
We want to let Miss Markle sparkle. So we say to the Queen, get the fuck out of here.
Goodbye, Queen.
Bye, Queen. You've done it again, constantly lowering the bar and doing it flawlessly.
Like, really, just chipping away at that royal.
Yeah, her royal flopness is what we're going to call her from now. Okay, so Miss Leah, I'm so curious to know what was the impetus behind this song in which there is such a graphic explanation for a process that is common yet very in the shadows.
It's true. Thank you for passing me the mic. I was sitting around with a bunch of my friends, and one of them had a particularly terrible date, and the person that he went on the date with was not so happy about the lack of sexy times. And then our friends just turned and said, he probably douched for that date. And I was like, okay, there it is. There's the next club banger.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
We all need this.
It's funny because if a person has experience with anal sex or any kind of anal penetration, let's say, this is something that should be in on the table somehow, and it could be a
natural process.
Well, I'm going to fight you on that one.
Well,
As an MD, I have to say
right. That's fair.
it's I mean, I was talking
Oh,
with
thank
somebody,
you.
a gay man early yesterday, and
Yeah.
I did not start doing the douche until I was 30. I 30
Yeah.
years old, 30 years of age. I'm 42 right now, so I have a little bit of experience, but I mean, I there was
I
no
know.
there was nobody to teach me about the douche.
No. And this is, I mean, hopefully this song will bring education
Or yeah, shine a little bit
to
of light.
shine
Yeah.
a little bit of light. I mean, I guess TikTok is probably doing that.
Sure,
But yeah,
but we can just point them to TikTok. You know, just as Nicole Kidman shine a light on domestic violence and Big Little Lies, we are going to shine a light on the douche. You
on
know,
the douche.
so
On the
yeah.
douche.
Um,
Ah,
I do like the song very much,
dude,
very
I'm
much.
glad.
I actually do. I really do. And I'm not. I mean, you know, not because you're my friend. I don't. You know, if you did a shitty song, I'd just be like, "Hey, good for you." But and I wouldn't share
Don't
it.
put this out. Yeah.
But
Sorry
it's
about
so
that.
great. And but you know
Thanks.
what I was thinking? I was thinking this like immediately when it came into my head of like, you know, the paranoia and the anxiety over the water running clear and the
Yes.
surety the certainty of a smooth experience. It's like
Yes.
when they in those medical shows when they the defibrillators like clear. You know, like as soon as it's clear, you get the
Is
go
it,
ahead to
are you
go
gonna
in
get the
there.
heartbeat? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, it's clear. We got like, that's a go. Like, quick, hurry up before it, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um. So I I'm curious though. Movies like Brokeback Mountain, for
Sure.
example.
Hmm.
Um.
I mean,
Do you think
they just go right for it.
it not even a like a high end lubricant or any kind of lubricant other than good old fashioned saliva was used?
Just good old spit. Yeah.
Do you think that movie would have stayed an Oscar contender had it incorporated the act of douching and perhaps a silicone lubricant?
Yeah, had it been more accurate to the
Right.
actual experience. They really
Yeah.
romanticize. I mean, look, like any sex scene in a movie, there's going to be a bit of romance, right? Like you're just going to take away the awkward bits and you're going to get to the sexy time bits. So,
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, I feel like there's an artful way. I mean, there's got to be an artful way that's not a gross out or like a way to just say, maybe just to reference or to hint that, you know, because it is far fetched in my opinion to
yeah,
jam a dick into an ass with hardly any warning and with just saliva and with perhaps no prior experience of entrance
experience.
into that area.
Yeah.
You know, tighter
It's
than a clamshell down there. And just because you want it doesn't mean you're going to get it. And obviously, just because you're horny doesn't mean you're clean. Hello.
Those are now my two mottos in life. Just because you want it, you're not going to get it. And
Yeah.
just because, what was the other one? Just because
Just
you're
because
horny, you're not
just
going to
because it
be
doesn't mean you're
clean.
clean. Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're
It's like
clean.
it's like Ianla Van Zant on her show saying, does that sound like something you might want? Well, let me tell you, you'll never get it.
You'll never get
It's
it. That's the
just gonna
follow
get
up. That's the follow up to I douched for
yeah.
this. Also, by the way, for people asking what the song is, it's called
Oh,
IDFT.
and I want to
Uh,
play it. I want to play it. I got it queued up.
oh,
Can I play it
great.
right now? I got
Yay.
on my
Let's
speaker,
do a
my little
little, let's
portable
do a
speaker. I'm
little,
gonna put it on my shoulder. So
ah, look at that.
so we'll take a listen real quick.
Also, everyone's very concerned about your age.
I'm 42, Mama. I'm not apologizing. Bye.
So one night
It's
I
funny
Can you
because I'm
hear it?
24.
incredibly long
I can
shower
hear
Here
it.
you go.
shaved every inch of my goddamn body. Probably an hour and a half.
Ooh.
And then I
Ooh.
started the very
This is a true story.
painstaking
True story.
I
process
mean,
of doing
art
So
comes
grateful.
from truth.
all in preparation for a wonderful gentleman who I met on the internet.
Who's Craig?
I put on
Who's
my
Craig?
very
Good
best,
question.
clean, brand fresh
Do we
and
use
new
Craigslist
come
anymore?
into lingerie and
Craig, this
waiting
is
for
Dick
him
Bum.
perched and I'm
Nappy
checking
loves
the
the
clock
song.
and he's 20 minutes late, 30
It's
minutes late.
mentally
The
funny.
motherfucker never
She's
shows
deaf
up.
and blind.
Chihuahua.
Thank God he didn't because
So she
I
can't
would have
even hear
checked his
this
freaking
song.
other data.
No,
She's
but she's
feeling the
grooving. She's
vibration.
And a
moving.
whole bunch
Yeah,
of
she knows about it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I juiced for this.
Oh, that is that a whistle tone?
That's a whistle tone, baby. You got to do whistle tones in a club cat.
Hold on. You heard that?
Look at the pepper.
It's so pretty and it's so gross.
Stop for my own good.
Oh, so what is your range? Your vocal range?
Oh Lord.
How many octaves?
I think I'm sitting pretty at about 4.
Okay.
With the whistle tones, it might be like 4.5.
Okay.
Mariah, I believe, has 6, which is insane. She's a piano.
Had or has?
Had. I know.
I'm not. No shade. No tea. No
We'll
shade.
give
No
it to
pink
her.
lemonade. Yeah. I mean,
I'll give
powerhouse.
it to her.
Gift
Like,
from
the funny
God.
thing about Mariah's voice, the funny thing about Mariah's voice is she's probably gained some notes on the bottom,
Right.
and
On the
lost some notes on the top, right?
right.
She's good at bottoming.
Yeah, she is the ultimate bottom.
Yeah,
Eternally douched.
I mean, I
Yeah.
actually, that's how I douche, is I just listen to Mariah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So I was watching the Fran Lebowitz documentary again this morning. Pretend It's a City, and there was the episode on basically art making. It's just talking about talent and how it's pretty much the most democratic force in the world, because it's like sprinkled like sand throughout the whole world, and you can't buy it, you can't inherit it, you can't, like, you can get good at something or better at something, but you won't necessarily ever be great at it. So, like, do you feel like special that you have this voice, because it is truly a gift?
Oh, thank you.
Well, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, objectively, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. My voice is funny. Like, I've just always sung, right? Since I was younger. And it's sort of, I feel like being a very talented female vocalist is sort of like winning a scratch ticket, but not for a lot of money, because there's a lot of them out there.
How much money are we talking about?
Right? It's like, I got
30
like 50 bucks. Yeah, I got like 50 bucks on that scratch ticket. But like,
I mean, yeah. I mean, well, the other thing she was saying is that, like, in terms of, there's nobody loved more than musicians. I mean, you just, like, there's just no other kind of artist out there that is so loved than musicians. And
maybe drag queens?
No. I mean, that's a niche thing. But I mean, drag queens exist only because of musicians. I mean,
only.
I mean, we're literally
of music and drag.
Yeah, we're their number one fans. Like, we're the handmaidens to the musicians. You know what I mean? But we wouldn't exist without them. It's like so. But how young would you start singing? 3, 4, 5?
Yeah, about 3, 4. And then I just always did. And then professionally since I was like 18.
Okay.
And I'm 24 now.
24 years young. Wow.
Years old.
Yeah. You know, I'm 43 and it's tough, but I gave up my singing career back in my 30s when so wait, and I've seen you've done you've pounded the pavement of you're gigging.
I'm a gigger. I'm a big gigger, yeah.
Is it I want to ask you, what is the worst gig you've ever done? Because we've done, I feel like we have a parallel experience in terms of great opportunities and just got to pay the rent.
100%. Actually, think there's a lot of crossover with musicians and drag artists in that exact arena. The sort of this is going to pay my bills, and then the really cool gigs, there's a big disparity. Oh God, I think the worst gig I ever did, it was a New Year's Eve gig in Toronto, Ontario. I had just moved here, so I was still kind of hustling to get gigs at that point. And I used to sing in a vodka bar at the Hilton, in this really random Hilton. And they hired us to be their New Year's band. But I didn't realize that the guy that I played the piano bar gig with, he didn't really know any songs. So other than jazz songs, right? So then we went.
He didn't know music.
He didn't know music. So we went to play this gig, and he had hired his son on drums and this bass player I didn't know. And in the middle of it, I guess the manager started yelling at him because he was bad. And so he just left the stage. So then I'm on a stage in front of 300 odd people who have paid money to be there for this New Year's celebration,
Yeah.
and I'm alone with a bass player and a drummer, and I'm a vocalist, and they're playing Billie Jean. It was,
Oh, wow.
it was the worst. It was honestly the worst gig
Wow.
I've ever done.
And it's funny because I'm imagining so many scenarios. I mean, music, whether
Jazz
live
is
or,
hard as fuck.
and
Sorry.
also
That's right.
a lot of times if people are in a party setting, I can imagine they're not, if the music is good, they're not going to notice.
No.
But if it's bad, everybody notices. Do you know what I mean? Like it's,
Bingo.
yeah, like when it's background music or when it's atmosphere music, like it's got to be good
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
else. But
And
there's
it's funny.
even there's no
No,
payoff if it's
sorry.
good though sometimes because they're
I
not
know.
even like paying attention.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, there's times when I'm literally singing some of the most complicated music I've ever sung in my life
Yeah.
for people to not even be looking at me. Like I could be the radio. It's so funny. And then there's other gigs that I've done where I've been in front of like so many people singing something super simple.
Yeah.
And it's so strange. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
like drag might be the same, right? There's like, there's the drag
Oh yeah.
brunches you do where like literally everyone's not really paying attention.
Where
And
you're competing with bacon and eggs, and bacon and eggs are winning. Yeah.
uh-huh.
It's like,
And
yeah. I mean,
endless mimosas are winning, right?
yeah. Like
Yeah.
you don't stand a chance when it comes to that grand slam waffle thing. Like if they're just like,
Yeah.
and you're trying to like make your brunch is the most humiliating gig ever. I don't know
I can
who thought of
imagine.
it, but I hope they die. I hope they're dead.
And yet
It's
drag brunch is so prevalent.
popular.
It's
Yeah.
so
I mean,
popular.
there's no reason for a drag queen to be in drag at 10 a.m. unless she's
No.
been in drag since
It
10
drag all
p.m.
night.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
I think it's
And
insane.
you know the queens that rolled out of bed for that drag brunch and just
Yeah.
like and this I'm saying this as a musician who has also done this, has like done a Saturday night gig, woken up and done a brunch gig myself singing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a rough one. It's
Oh
a rough
God.
one.
And you got to get painted up like a whore and everything to do the
Oh
gigs.
yeah.
Yeah.
A
I mean, I've
hundred
seen
percent.
you. Yeah. You're like
Yeah,
lashed out and everything. Gowns,
yeah.
beautiful gowns.
People often ask me if I do drag myself, and I always say no, but I'm very drag adjacent. I feel like female
Yeah.
vocalists are kind of a lot of us are very draggy.
Yeah.
And
Do you
there are
do
plenty of females that do drag as well. I'm just not one of them.
Sure. Yeah. Do you do like the tea with honey and stuff to take care? What do you do to take care of your
So
voice?
I'm very lucky, knock on wood, in terms of my vocal health. I sort of say
Mm.
like, we're from Boston. I have old Ironsides as my vocal cords, but
Yeah.
like,
You smoke Newports?
yeah, I smoke Newports and I don't smoke, but I don't do a lot of the like vocal teas or anything like that. Water.
Mhm.
I straight up drink water. And actually somebody just asked in the comments any tips for professional vocalists. I would
Mhm.
say training, do it, get
Okay.
some, because
Okay.
stamina is a big thing. If you want to be performing all the
Stamina.
time,
Oh my God. What's the
vocals
longest
are
gig you've ever done?
the longest consecutive gig I've ever done, again, probably a New Year's gig. We got hired, I sing with a band, and we got hired to do casino New Year's party, but they wanted us to play for, I think it was like 4 hours straight or something like that. Like we had to just keep going. It was insane. They didn't want any breaks. And the funny thing was they pitched it as if we would be, performing for a crazy amount of people the whole time, which we kind of were, but it was in and out, in and out, in and out. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, so we could have taken breaks.
Yeah.
Like, but
Oh
whatever.
my God.
It's what it is. It was a
I have
long
a hard time performing for 4 minutes straight.
No,
And I'm
I
not
know.
even using my
I
voice.
know. And like I thought I would be able to wear heels for that long. I don't know why in my brain that was a good
No, yeah,
idea.
no. And that's another thing. You got to look like, I mean, the expectations for a female vocalist are so outrageous and unreasonable, especially live. Like it's, I mean,
100%. 100%.
yikes. I
Sometimes I
can't
look at
even,
the guys on stage and I'm like, I would kill to be able to be wearing what you are wearing right now, or sitting down, for heaven's sake.
I
Like,
mean, any live performance, the guys like, especially I think of stand-up comedians, John Mulaney is like an outlier in his tuxedo. And
yes.
then like it's just, it's
Yeah.
like you show up looking like the cat's ass and it's
Yes.
fine. But
It's
if a woman,
fine.
it's crazy. It's
If I were to
wild.
show up in that same outfit, it would be unacceptuble. Like I wouldn't
Yeah,
be
they
allowed
would
to perform.
arrest you. Yeah, they would
Yeah,
arrest you. They would
I would
call
be
the
in
police.
singer
Yeah.
jail. I'd be in singer jail.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay, so I found the track on Spotify,
It is on Spotify.
IDFT, the
Yeah.
secret track. And then where can people find you?
So
Are
yeah, I'm on, if you're on this thing, you might be able to
You're
see my
here?
handle, but
Yeah.
yeah, the Leah Elise Canali.
Hmm.
On Twitter, I'm at Take the Cannoli,
Take the
like kind of like
cannoli.
the Godfather.
Hmm.
And yeah, Spotify, Leah Elise Canali.
And you
Yes,
have
the
all
double
the
standards. Thank you. Sorry, I'm watching comments go by.
Oh, I know.
Um,
They're really hung up on my age, which I'm over it. But so it comes from the EP, the light and
the
dark, light
light,
and dark.
yeah, light and dark, yeah, yeah. And I mean, honestly, thank you for being on that track. I know it's a bit of a
It was fun.
ridiculous
No,
track, but
not
it's
anymore
super
since I'm a
fun.
recording artist myself.
You are, I know. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes.
Music, it's fun.
Yeah, and you just dropped a fire video. Although
Yeah,
it's, I
baby.
will say, so the 3D thing or whatever,
Oh
like
yeah. Did you?
it doesn't
You gotta
work in
look at.
some,
Oh,
like
doesn't it?
when I click on it for on some devices it doesn't work.
Oh, okay. Well, it's technology. I mean, I don't.
I
You
am
have to try
old.
to find. Well, not older than me. You have to try to find like an Oculus or like a 3D a VR viewer
Oh,
because
okay.
it's 300, it's all around, it's completely immersive.
That
Like if
is
you go on
so
YouTube VR, a lot
cool.
of times they'll just like, you can watch regular YouTube videos, they just get giant, like with a kind of a bent screen or whatever. It looks
Yeah.
like the future or whatever in a
Yeah,
spaceship.
yeah, yeah.
But this is all around, up and down, and it bananas insane. It's
How do you
so
even
cool.
film that? How do you film that?
With a special like a special camera. It was like, I felt like I was James Cameron in the Titanic. It was like this
Oh, okay.
this 3D camera, and there's a mirror because I don't even know how to describe it, but it was huge and crazy, and it was like unlike anything I've ever done before. It was wild.
That's so cool.
Yeah. But yeah, so if you can try to find, I don't know how, I paid $350 or something for this Oculus.
Okay.
It's kind of expensive, but there's other ways to do it. And actually, but it's so cool. Yeah, it's so cool.
Love that.
Yeah.
Akira, hi Miss Akira, just said in the comments that we know someone up in Toronto that might be able to hook me up with a little VR.
Bam.
So
Yeah. If anybody,
the
please,
magic of the internet.
yeah, get Leah an Oculus or whatever because it's worth it. It's really cool. It's very disturbing, but it's very very cool.
Okay.
And funny enough, porn in VR for me, not the thing.
It's not the two.
I,
Yeah,
I
I don't
looked
think
at
I would
it.
need it either.
Yeah, I didn't like it that much because it's all point of view porn, and it's like
Oh yeah.
you look down and it's your weenie, like when the gay one,
Sure.
and they're all like, I've just like, I was so surprised, not interested.
Interesting.
Yeah, thank God, because you'd never see me again if I was.
I mean,
Yeah.
do you think, right, do you think we could get I douched for this into one of those VR porns though? I mean,
Well, I think absolutely. I'm thinking
okay.
Niagara Falls, water, like a lot of water, like don't go chasing waterfalls vibes, but with douching bulbs.
Yes, that's the
Yeah.
video right there. You just
And
scroll
it'll
up and
come
it's
at you. Like
someone's
you have to
asshole.
you'll
The
have to
waterfalls just
do go chasing waterfalls.
do go chasing that waterfall. That
Do
one.
go douching waterfalls. Please.
To the rivers and the douche that you used to.
And so
Um,
you had an R&B voice?
yeah, I'd say like soul R&B tends to
Soul.
be, yeah, soul, yeah. I think the vocalist I get compared to the most is usually Joss Stone, which
Okay.
Mother May I love that. I
Yeah.
freaking
Love
love
that.
her.
If you had to,
Um,
would she be the one? So say if you could only perform the catalog of another artist, living or dead, for the rest of your life, who would it be?
oh, that is a really, really good question. I mean, probably in my heart of hearts, I'd say Amy Winehouse, although her catalog is
Ah,
kind of small because
small,
unfortunately
yeah.
she did
Sure, sure.
die.
Wait, she died? No, I'm just
Um,
kidding. Yeah.
I
Um,
know. I'm
that
so
Amy,
sorry.
that that out documentary Amy, I watched it twice. It is so good.
It's
I think
so
there's
good.
another
It's
one
so
coming out too.
sad. It's
Yeah,
so
it's
sad.
heartbreaking.
Like some of
Heartbreaking.
those, for me, especially as a vocalist, like some of those last um, performances of her where like She was completely out of her mind. They pushed her on that stage. They
Yeah.
made her like no way in hell did she want to be on that stage. There just
Yeah.
isn't.
Right.
There's no, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those break my heart the most because I'm like, somebody did that to her. She
Yeah.
didn't do that to herself.
No. Yeah. I mean, it is hard, and that happened. I mean, sadly, I feel like that's not a unique experience.
No,
You know,
no,
people just get little cash cows, and they,
totally.
ugh.
I know.
Yeah, she's magical,
She is.
magical
Her
lady.
voice is one of the most magical voices I've ever heard. It's just so
Ever. Yeah.
ever. It's very special.
So
Very
good.
special.
What
And
a gift.
her songwriting too is just she's top notch, you know.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah, she'd probably be my one.
cool.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, I think the person that I probably cover the most is Whitney.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh,
just
really?
because, yeah,
That's hard.
Whitney is hard. Yeah, Whitney's hard to
Houston,
say.
right? Houston.
Right, that one. Yeah, Whitney Thomas. I don't know. Is there another Whitney?
Whitney Jenkins from Cohasset, Rhode
Whitney.
Island. I mean, oof, god damn. Talk about
Yeah.
a gift.
Oh, I mean, she was the gift. But she's another one that we kind of like chewed up and spit out, you
I
know?
was gonna say,
We're not good to her. We're
didn't
not
have a
good to her.
speed bump free life that one. Yeah,
She did
damn.
not. She did not. And it's really hard to watch that, especially as somebody who knows kind of how it is to perform and be asked to do certain things. And then obviously, like, I have no experience on the scale that she was on, but like, I can't imagine. I can't imagine what the daily pressures of her life were. And just to watch people kind of tear her down that's why I never think it's funny to kind of do the Whitney drug jokes. I'm just like, or
I
the
don't
Winehouse drug jokes. I don't think they're funny.
I don't think and I'm not offended by any of that stuff because like I think if somebody has a clever drug joke about like me or something, if it's funny, I'll laugh to it. I'm not precious
Sure.
about that stuff. But I don't think it's funny either because it's like I'm like, oh, but they're like, yeah, it's like a fallen angel. It's like it's just not
Yeah.
it's not funny. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you. I agree with you. It's just like
It's the same
it's
with
in
me and Mariah too. I'm like, I mean, I get it. Mariah's got a little bit more. I love Mariah because she sort of lives in a world that literally nobody lives in. It's Mariah Carey's world, and we just all kind
totally.
of gravitate around it.
Yeah.
But she's another one where I'm like, look, she has an incredible instrument. She's an amazing songwriter. People don't realize she actually writes most of her songs.
Yes, she does, and that's a common thing. Like, she's talked about that a lot. That people
Yeah,
don't
people don't
people
know.
kind of don't give her credit, and they don't like. She's not just this diva with a voice. And she takes it very seriously.
Yes, very
And
seriously.
she thinks of herself firstly as a writer,
Yeah,
and then as a vocalist. Yeah,
and
it's
rightly so. I mean,
interesting.
she's sort of got that
Yeah.
Dolly Parton thing, right? Where it's like we
Yep.
don't necessarily think of Dolly Parton as a songwriter, but she is one of the greatest songwriters of all time.
And a lot of that
Actually,
thing has to do with misogyny, don't you think? Like, and the fact that
100%.
they're beautiful. Yeah.
100%. They're beautiful women. They're strong women. They're
Yeah.
sexy women. And we don't like when those women also have
You
control
can't be
over.
smart too, hon.
You
You
can't be
gotta pick one.
smart.
Sexy or
You got,
smart.
you
That's
gotta,
it. Yeah.
and look at you having both. Oh,
I know. Well, I'm 48 years old, and I'm not going to apologize
it's
for it.
true. It's true.
Yeah.
You're 57 years old and you look
Yeah.
amazing.
It took a
You really
lot. It took a
do.
lot to get here, and at 60, I finally feel like I'm
Yeah,
me.
at
Yeah.
67 years old, you're
Yeah.
almost eligible for the vaccine. It's great.
Listen, Leah, I turn 72 tomorrow, and I'm just grateful.
Happy birthday to you. Also,
Well, I'm
I
going to go
love
douche my ass.
Yeah, I love all the Bimini love that you're getting right now in the comments.
Listen, it's not. I'm just the finger pointing to the moon, honey. I'm just the finger pointing to the moon. Everybody needs to get into the Bimini. They need to really
They are
bond their own
special.
goulash, and they really
They
need to
really
find
do.
that truth for
They need
themselves.
to release the beast, it's Bimini. You know, I actually did
Oh,
a
wow.
cover of UK Hun that
Oh, you
Drag
did?
Race UK shared, which
The
was
Ding Dang
amazing.
Dong. Oh,
The
fabulous.
Dig Dang
Yeah.
Dong. Yeah, I did a
Oh,
little
what a
jazz
great,
version.
stupid song. My gosh.
Like that is
So
the
dumb.
earworm of all
Yeah.
motherfucking earworms. That and I did
Yeah.
for this, but definitely,
Yeah, I was gonna say we gotta
definitely
do.
Big Bang
I
Bong.
think we should really do it. I would like to take advantage of your vocal prowess, and we should do like another like a song together.
I would love to do that.
Don't you think?
Please, anytime. Any
It's time. I mean, I
motherfucking
do
time.
turn 80 tomorrow, so the clock is ticking. But we'll
Yeah,
try to
like
find a time soon.
for your 90th birthday, we'll release
Yeah,
track, which is,
which is
I
in 3
think,
weeks.
yeah, it's coming up, right? You're what,
Yeah.
an Aries, a Pisces, whatever.
Nonagenarian. Whatever you want me to be.
I'm a
I'm a
Virgoese.
I'm a Taurus. I'm a Taurus rising, but a Gemini falling, and then I'm an Aries moon with a Scorpio Pluto, but then
Right.
a Capricorn in my ass. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. And
So
when I
yeah,
get takeout, it's from Sagittarius. So,
there you go.
yeah.
And that's on period. All right, I'm gonna go. Thank you so
Okay,
much
my
for
love.
chatting. And
Thank
people,
you.
people need to go to Spotify.com and stream this song and right until
Please
that water gets clear.
do. Please do. I want it to be the club track when we can
I
open clubs
know,
again, you
I
know?
know. Until then, it's gonna have to be the club track in people's living rooms or their bathrooms or whatever. Yeah.
Wherever on their
Well,
first date.
yeah. Yeah, and listen, and people don't fall victim to the pressure. This song is obviously about the disappointment of preparing for a moment that didn't come. But
Yes.
if you should find yourself in that position, do like what I used to do and put a dildo up that butt. Uh-huh. Don't
Just
waste the
do it.
moment. Get a
You've
little jelly
prepared.
dildo and then fuck your ass with that dildo and explore,
mean,
take the opportunity to explore yourself.
you should definitely always explore yourself, especially when you've
Yeah.
prepared properly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
think gays and girls can both relate to
Anybody with an
this.
anus. Yeah.
Anybody.
And most of us have one. Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Digestive system is very universal, I find, in life.
It
Yeah.
is. And yeah, this week is all about douching and dentists.
Yeah,
All the
douching,
holes.
dentistry, and the digestion, hun.
Hello.
So,
Hello.
and as a doctor, I would like to sign off.
Okay, my
All
love.
right.
I love you. I
Love
love you. I love
you.
you.
Thanks, Leah.
Mwah. Let's talk
Bye.
soon.
Okay,
Mm.
bye.
Bye.